Hello and Kamusta. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm Elise and welcome to Change of Taste, where we cook and pay homage to Filipino cuisine with a slightly elevated twist that you, my friends, can cook at home. Today we are making coconut buttermilk hot chicken, turmeric cilantro waffle, and a papaya relish. So let's get started. Here I have a whole chicken and I'm going to be cutting it up into 8 pieces. Here I have a quart of water and I'm going to get it into a simmer with some salt and sugar, bay leaf, some lime zest. And I only have a quart of water because I'm going to just dissolve the salt and sugar and just let everything marry. And I'm going to be adding this to the remaining 3 quarts of water, cold water, to make up a gallon because you need a gallon of water for this brine. You can also use ice as well instead of the water or liquid. And I'm just going to be adding the hot liquid into the cold water and adding soy sauce, some lime juice, and I'm also not putting in the whole lime because the pith can make things a little bit bitter. And I'm going to put my chicken pieces into the marinade and let it sit into the cooler for 4 hours. Here I'm going to be cutting up the aromatics for the hot oil, for the hot chicken that we're going to be pouring over that nice crispy fried chicken once it's done. And I'm going to be cutting this up pretty finely. And I'm going to be putting all the aromatics into a sauce pot just because we're going to be putting about a cup of the hot oil that we're using to fry the chicken directly in there to make the hot oil sauce. And I'm putting brown sugar in the sauce pot and the remaining ground spices. More details will be at the end of this video, so check that out at the end. Here I'm going to be cutting up a whole papaya, de-seeding it, cutting it in half, and then cutting that into quarters, and then just taking off the peel. I'm going to be cutting this up into small dice just so that every bite gets a little bit of a relish. Here I'm going to be cutting up half a shallot and cutting that finely. Fine. And I'm going to be adding a quarter of red pepper and cutting it about the same size as the papaya, small dice. And to the mixture I added cilantro, some lime juice, and some sugar, fish sauce, and stir to combine. And some red Thai chili. It's going to be nice, sweet, salty, tangy. And here I'm going to be making the dredge for the fried chicken. It is a flour cornstarch mixture, and that just makes some really nice crust for the fried chicken. Here I have some coconut buttermilk, and I made that with 2 cups of coconut milk to 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and let that sit for about 30 minutes. And I added some eggs to it, and I'm going to go piece by piece, going from the flour mixture to the batter mixture and back to the flour mixture. And you just want to pack the flour on well in the end. And I'm just going to be transferring the pieces onto a wire rack sheet tray and just letting it sit there to form the crust a little bit better for about 30 minutes and let it get to room temperature for frying. Here I'm going to be making the waffle mixture, the dry mix, adding sugar, baking soda, and I'm separating the eggs, the egg yolks from the egg whites because we're going to turn the egg whites to stiff peaks. And I'm going to be adding the wet mixture to the dry mixture. And adding some cilantro. And then adding the whipped egg whites. You don't have to be too careful about this initially, but the second part you can fold it in a little bit better. Here in a 325 degree oil, I'm going to be carefully placing my chicken. And this is about going to take 15 to 18 minutes. You want to make sure you temp your meat. Make sure your white meat registers to about 160 and your dark meat 165. And here I have my finished waffle. It's going to be nice and golden brown and delicious because of that cornstarch we added. And if you want to keep it nice and crispy, keep it in a 200 degree oven. I put that hot oil into that sauce pot and I'm pouring it onto the chicken and I am plating up right now. So thank you for joining me today. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't already, click that bell for upcoming recipes. See you again, and remember, evolve and cook freely, my friends. Till next time. Hope you enjoy this recipe.